Yeah, I'm kind of recovered from that last video. That last video was kind of weird, wasn't it? Going off on a deep end. Especially when you get sleep deprived at this point over here. You've had your neighborhood bomb blasted with fireworks, and you discover your neighbors are vandals, but it's typical for your lovely, low-class, low-life neighborhood. Weaver, John C. Roseman, California. Welcome to the ghetto right next to Edwards Air Force Base. Coffee. And yes, I'm slurping. So, the other one was just a random thoughts and everything else going on at this point over here. But my question to you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen of the land of the free and home of the brave, theoretically. That's what we keep telling ourselves. What does this country mean for you? What does this country mean for everybody? Is this a country worthwhile to live in? What were your hopes and dreams? When you were growing up as a kid and either you immigrated or you were born in this country, the United States of America, what was your goals and ambitions at that point? Did you want to make the world a better place? Did you want to make your own neighborhood a better place? Did you want to make the country a better place? When you were immigrating over here, either as a child or as an adult, did you actually have a notion of what this country actually meant? What it actually represents and what it stands for? Did you honestly think that this country that we're living in, the United States of America, would actually have some significance in your life? That somehow, whatever you were going through, all makes a difference, because now you're looking at maybe possible future or possible nightmare scenarios. We face economic uncertainties all the time. We face class warfare all the time. We face racial profiling all the time. But we still struggle all the time trying to find equality. But it's not that easy, especially when the viewpoints clash constantly. For this year of 2020, the concept of America is strained and a lot different for everybody, because we all have our own different viewpoints of what the country is supposed to be. And it's not what everybody thinks it is. They think it's one way, and when it's coming up short, basically. That's kind of the hardest damn thing right now as it is. A country coming up short. And it is. We have pundits, we have journalists, we have observers of different sorts trying to grasp onto some concept of what the holiday means, what the country means, what the future holds. Nobody knows what the future holds, but only because we're still struggling with today. And we're rediscovering all of our mistakes and skeletons still buried in closets that made our country the way it is right now. We have people publishing books on how different the viewpoints are than what are being taught. And when we get when we have that enlightenment going on, it's very disturbing, because our own misconceptions of what our country is supposed to be has changed drastically. Fireworks, for example. Fireworks for some is an enjoyment. It is a magical wonder when you're looking at the chemical compositions being exploded in the sky, and you see the various patterns of the light streaks, and you're going ooh and ah, and you're hearing the bangs, and it's very thrilling and chilling. And then in the background, the dogs are wailing their asses off, and not to mention the people with the PTSD or hate fireworks in the first place are freaking out left and right. both versions of America. I live in both worlds. I used to enjoy them. I get older, I hate them. Sorry to say, when you have past experiences, it kind of colors your enjoyment of a lot of things in life. But it also makes me thinking about what it is to be an American. What it is to be what we are right now. And the question is, what are we right now? What are we right now as a country? What are we right now as a people? What are we right now as an individual? What is our classification? What is our gentrification? What is our racial profiling? Hard questions, aren't they? This is July 4th. We're supposed to be celebrating America's independence, and yet this is still definitions of what makes our country our country. We have had the blood of soldiers, but we've also had the blood of slaves. We had the blood of poor people, mixing in with the mortar and pestle, mixing in with the concrete that supports our base. We've had the blood shed from those who wanted the American dream so badly they were willing to die for it in every war and every battle, because to them the American dream is a reality, and sometimes others don't see it that way. We have had soldiers in peacetime and in wartime, on home soil and abroad, turned into martyrs automatically for their own countrymen who avenged them, to make sure that the spirit of America still lives. Is it? Is it still living? Is it still working for us? We have class warfare going on constantly at this point over here. The rich get richer and the poor get screwed over. The others are getting created more and more. We try doing gentrification at this point over here, shoveling people out the door, and yet we're bitching and griping about the lower class. We keep putting the upper class in their homes. We're substituting, as I see, the British soldiers for the upper class. We didn't even see that one coming now, did we? Oh no, we did not. Neighborhoods are getting built left and right to house more and more of the well-to-do. We bitch and gripe about the homeless people at this point over here because we have no idea where to put them at. And the problem is, some of those homeless people came from the rich. If you would go into the food lines, you go into the food giveaways, you go into the general relief offices, hear the stories of the first-time appliers. Go into food resource centers and you talk with some of them. Some of them are well-to-do. Some of them are also well-known with everybody else because they've been there for a long while. Can't get anywhere up. They can only go lower. But where's lower? They're already there. So I keep wondering, America's Independence Day? Independence from who? From what? It was always the British. It was always mocking the British. We should have been mocking ourselves left and right on this one. We should have been tearing each other apart left and right on this one. Because for me, at this point over here, American freedom we don't have. The free and home of the brave, my ass. Obviously, did I ever serve in the military? No. I was medically 4F when I came out of my mother's womb. I never had a chance. Even when they operated on me at the age of 4 years old, died on the table 3 times, came back to life. Then for 20 years, to nearly 30 years, they kept tabs on me until my heart was strong enough, and I was well past the age of recruitment, not to mention getting into the military of any sort. Medical history, short and simple. I served in a VA hospital for 1 year for school. I did school credit in high school for it, but I did serve the veterans. Recently, in the past 10 years, I have served a vet. Several years of his life. It was my brother. He served his country. He served his family with honor. I served. I volunteered. I don't regret it. I regret the passing of my brother. He's family. I don't regret the time spending with veterans. I did not regret the time I spent with the Veterans Administration in a hospital based in Sepulveda, California. There was in Building 99 a group of veterans over there, World War II veterans, back in the 80s, early 80s. From 82 to 83. And they made a difference over there with their lives before they all passed away. And it meant a damn thing to me. It meant a lot. For me, I served my country. Didn't even realize it. Till it dawned on me a long time ago that I actually did volunteer for my country. Then I had to work for corporate America for survival purposes until corporate America decided to throw me out to the wolves. Things happen. Do I have any good feelings about my country? No. Am I leaving my country? No, I was born here. I'm a native of Southern California. Got a birth certificate that tells me so. I'm a liberal. I'm what they call a libtard, or a libturd for some people anyway. I have liberal values, liberal ideas, liberal ways that scares the conservative, including the people in the town I live in anyway. They consider me a pestilence. Well, good. Maybe I'll become one of the 4 horsemen and give them a hell. Seriously, folks. Things been going on at this point over here. I'm not quite sure where the hell our country's going. I try to have hopes that eventually we'll get off our dead ass, get our country righted again somehow, to a point where we can actually start functioning for a change and start trying to get back our reputation, because we had sullied and we have soddened it and we have tread heavily on it. We have torn and sundered our flags. People complain about the stone monuments. The stone monuments can always be rebuilt. Flags can be replaced. The meanings of them all is what we don't have. We've lost our history. We think the history's in the stones. No. The history's in the stories that we keep telling each other. The history is in the books that we keep leaving behind. The history is everybody contributing to the entire story of the country. It is the heart and soul of us. Not in statues, not on a monument, not on a damn mountainside. Not in a park where you're seeing all these dead bird droppings all over this damn eyesore. But what we have inside of us, and what we've told each other, what we've written, what we have published, those are the stories that makes our country, our values, our actions. What have we done as individuals or as countrymen to increase the value of our country over to the eyes of others? What have we done specifically to make our country better? Screw what they have said concerning about the Make America Great Again. No. That's not what it means. In order to make, quote-unquote, America great again, we have to make ourselves great again. America is the people. The country is not the physical land. It's the people that make the country. It's the histories and the values that we bring that make our country great. Not all this physical claptrap. Anybody else can have the physical claptrap. But what meanings do we have for our country, for our fellow countrymen, for ourselves? What? What makes America great? In your eyes, in my eyes, in the collective eyes of the country. What is July 4th meaning to you? What special hold? Not the British versus America. That's passé. July 4th is supposed to be freedom. So what freedom do we have and we're trying to celebrate? What does any of this mean for you, my fellow countrymen?